In today's weekly forecast, we're going to talk about those temperature trends, actually seeing warmer air than the last few weeks or so, and who has good chances for some snowfall. Speaking of precipitation, over the last 2 months, it's been pretty dry across the northern plains and much of the southern plains as well. It's been moist where we've had this corridor of action, these Colorado lows that form and move eastward, and then also here across portions of the southeast into the mid-Atlantic. That has been decently above average in terms of rain and snow in total. Now we're watching for this clipper system to move out of portions of Wisconsin through southern Ontario, clipping portions of northern Michigan as well. Toronto and Montreal get hit, and then into portions of northern New England. Not much as far as trailing rain or snow further down towards the south. We're not going to have a bunch of snow across the eastern portion of the country the next few days or so. We'll see a little bit coming out of portions of Spokane into Montana, down into portions of the Rockies, and then this rain system develops across portions of Texas, moving in towards the Arklatex and eastward as well. It's generally going to be mild with a better flow of some Gulf Coast moisture associated with that system, but not too much in the way of snow systems hitting across the Midwest in towards the eastern portion of the country. So it's a little bit more of a less active pattern. This is a southeast ridge pattern that's really developing, and this is pretty classic La Nina, where you have the below average temperature anomalies and the below average heights in the atmosphere, so a better chance for low pressures across the west. And they'll try to push their way east at times, but that's probably not going to happen too much as we spread across these, again, above average height anomalies, which means more ridging and typically more warmth. And if it's going to be across most of the country, that gives us a good confidence that it's just not going to be extremely wintry across much of the nation. And as you see these temperatures compared to average as we go through the early portions of March, almost into mid-March here, that we're going to be generally pretty mild across the far southern U.S. and also across portions of Ontario and Quebec as well. Now, where you have these above average temperatures, they're going to be well above average at times. And guess what? For early March, that's pretty darn nice weather across much of the south. A little toasty at times. Different story across the west. That'll be somewhat consistent, but this is your December and January pattern where we saw a lot of the warmth in southern Canada, and that has really disallowed for any cold to come on down. When we talk about those polar vortex disruptions, it's warm air in the stratosphere, extremely far aloft, that typically disrupts the polar vortex. We're seeing the opposite. It's cold air, so that leads to a lot more in the way of confidence towards warming. Continuing more into the long range as we close out this week, go through the weekend into the first half of next week. Could be a little rain in spots. Any kind of snow chance is certainly staying fairly far north. Another chance there in towards the northern Great Lakes, eastward in towards portions of Quebec. This system tries to form and then dies out, and then we have another good batch of rain possible. This could be a decent super soaker. Wouldn't be surprised to see some severe weather with that system. Farther deep south into the mid-Atlantic, maybe some northern snow. We will have some cold that tries to get its way in across the east, but it's just going to be short-lived. That doesn't mean we can't string things together, though. Of course, March and into April will have snow systems further east. It's just more hit and miss. We're going to have more warm. Another system possible. This could really be a flooding concern across the deep south with the above average rain we've already had, and then many more chances coming up. But just not a ton going on. There's no major winter storms likely. We'll keep an eye on that as we go through the next few days. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it. Hopefully you are getting all the weather information you need. But you know those apps, TV forecast, not always the best. Whether you're landscaping, construction, snow and ice, we can definitely help out with much more operational, specific decision making for you with our forecasts. Check us out.